Trump steps away from NATO, leaving Europe staring down Vladimir Putin without its strongest shield. European NATO jets scramble to shadow Russian bombers, as the absence of Washington raises the stakes in the skies. Alarm bells ring as Russian Sukhoi Su-24 jets push into Baltic airspace, forcing rapid response from French Rafales. Sensing an opening, Vladimir Putin tests Europe's unity, exploiting fears of a divided Western alliance. With American troops withdrawing and military aid thinning, Vladimir Putin watches closely as Europe confronts a new era of uncertainty. NATO faces Russian bombers alone, as tensions rise amid a growing rift with Donald Trump. French Rafale jets intercept a Russian Sukhoi 24M over the Baltic Sea on May 1st in a high-alert mission. The update comes directly from the official account of the French Armed Forces General Staff, confirming the aerial encounter. Dramatic images released by the French military capture the moment Russian jets were intercepted mid-flight. French Army statement read, and I quote, "Lithuania escort of two Su-24M Russian jets that penetrated without a flight plan into the airspace of the Baltic states. Immediate intervention by French Rafale jets from the French Air Force deployed in Lithuania for Baltic policing. Together, protect the airspace of the Baltic states and ensure policing of NATO skies." Unquote. One of the intercepted Sukhoi Su-24MS bombers was identified with registration number RF 34002. Reports indicate the aircraft belongs to Russia's elite 4th Guards Naval Assault Aviation Regiment. This regiment operates from a strategic airbase in Kaliningrad Oblast, a key hub of the Baltic Fleet. The interception followed the launch of a new NATO Baltic air policing rotation based out of Lithuania. French and Romanian air forces officially began this NATO air policing mission on March 31, 2026. Earlier encounters saw Russian Sukhoi Su-24SM and aviation Il-20M aircraft operating near Kaliningrad. Swedish Gripen jets later intercepted Russian fighters escorting Tupolev Tu-22M3 bombers. In separate incidents, Swedish jets scrambled again to monitor Russian naval and submarine movements in the region. Norwegian F-35A Lightning II jets were deployed to intercept Russian aviation Il-38 over the Barents Sea. On May 1st, Russian Tupolev Tu-95MS bombers were tracked by NATO across Arctic and Atlantic corridors. These repeated encounters underscore rising aerial friction between NATO and Russia over contested European airspace. Amid a public disagreement with the United States over the Iran war, Germany has now commented on what appears to be a slowdown or limitation in American military support and deployments. The German Chancellor has said that the United States will not station Tomahawk cruise missiles in Germany for the time being, according to multiple reports citing his latest remarks. Friedrich Merz also attempted to push back against speculation, denying that the US decision on Tomahawk missiles was in any way linked to his recent criticism of President Donald Trump. Speaking to German public broadcaster ARD on May 3, Merz said the United States is currently facing a shortage of Tomahawk systems, limiting its ability to deploy such weapons abroad. The Americans don't have enough for themselves right now. Objectively speaking, there is virtually no possibility of the US supplying weapon systems of this kind. There are absolutely no compromises and no restriction on the US commitment to nuclear deterrence in the NATO area. Unquote. Merz also addressed the issue in a separate interaction with NDR, where he spoke about the planned withdrawal of US troops from Germany and ongoing discussions around that decision.
We are trying to work together to solve the problem using the various options available to us. And during my last visit, as well as in our phone calls, I kept telling him that this war is now having a significant impact on us, that we would like to see it brought to an end, and that we are also offering help. We have organized this as well. I helped organize this within the European part of NATO, within the EU.
He would have liked you to offer help right now. Then perhaps he wouldn't be so angry.
But I told him that too. I told him, if you want us to help you in such a conflict, then give us a call beforehand and ask us. In that respect, it is a difficult situation. I hope that we can find a way out of this situation. In any case, I stand by my fundamental conviction that the transatlantic relationship is of great value to us all. I have to accept that the American president holds a different view on these issues than we do. But that does not alter the fact that I remain convinced that the Americans are important partners for us, the most important ones in the North Atlantic Alliance, and that we have a shared interest in Europe and America working together to end this conflict and then, for example, to end the war in Ukraine, to provide joint security guarantees for Ukraine. We have already achieved a great deal together in this regard. We have a different view of this war. That is no secret. I am not alone in this. We have a common aim, and that aim must be Iran must not be allowed to acquire the atomic bomb, and that is what we are working together to achieve.
Donald Trump has announced that he will withdraw 5,000 or even more troops from Germany.
There is a contingent of American soldiers in Europe whom Joe Biden has stationed here on a temporary basis. There has been talk of their withdrawal for quite some time now. We also received a commitment from Joe Biden that we would receive Tomahawk missiles. Donald Trump has never repeated that. He has not yet given us that commitment. So not everything we've been hearing over the last few days is actually new. It may be being exaggerated a bit, but it's nothing new.
He has once again threatened to impose higher tariffs. A 25% tariff on vehicles from the EU to take effect as early as next week was actually supposed to be 15%. Do you get the feeling that Trump wants to target Germany in particular because we would be particularly hard hit?
He wants to address the whole of Europe. He is, quite frankly, rightly a little disappointed that we in the European Union have still not reached a conclusion regarding the Turnberry Agreement, which was concluded last year in August in Scotland. To this day, there is still resistance to this agreement within the European Parliament.
You can even understand him a little.
Well, I'd say is getting impatient because we reached an agreement with America last August to conclude a customs agreement. And on the European side, new conditions keep being put forward, and we haven't signed it. The Americans have finalized it, but the Europeans haven't. And that's why I hope we can reach an agreement here as quickly as possible.
While Gulf states absorb much of the immediate impact, European allies are now facing the downside of the same logistic squeeze. Amid ongoing strain on US military stockpiles, Washington has quietly warned several European allies to expect delays in weapons deliveries that were already ordered. Reports in the Financial Times indicate that the Pentagon is prioritizing operational needs in the Gulf over fulfillment of existing contracts with NATO partners in Europe. This development underscores the wider impact of the Iran war on global military logistics and alliance dynamics, as some allies see their own security timelines pushed back while others are front-loaded. Analysts say these expedited transfers are not only about replenishing interceptors but also about preparing the region for potential return to open hostilities once the ceasefire lapses.